Well, it's great. I think if they're working to see if they can get 218 Republicans to vote for something, that's what it sounds like. That's step one. The problem is that Democrats in the Senate have to agree with it, and you have to have the President of the United States, who happens to be Joe Biden right now, sign it. If the Democrats aren't involved in these negotiations, I can't imagine that they're going to approve these things. But we'll see. I mean, maybe they are having back-channel negotiations and discussions with Senate Democrats and getting that consensus. But if this is just an effort to try to unify the caucus, there's something to be said for that. But it's not going to solve the problem.
You know, Trump has been putting this on Joe Biden. Karine Jean-Pierre, we've been dipping in and out of her press briefing. She's blaming Republicans. She's blaming Trump. And she's blaming, of course, Elon Musk,
Right.
billionaire friends. And then Trump also posted on Truth Social that this is a Biden problem to solve. If there's going to be a shutdown, let it be under Joe. And then Elon Musk, I want to take a look at this picture. He posted on X comparing the original CR that was 1,500 pages to the one that Trump backed, which was 116 pages, which obviously it was resoundingly rejected. What do you think about all this rhetoric from the White House, from Karine Jean-Pierre, from Democrats, even some Republicans, that Elon Musk is acting like he's the de facto president?
I think Elon Musk plays a very important role and will in the next administration, and that is he has a huge public voice to push for some sort of government reform. And we've had lots of government reform panels in the past, Simpson Bowles and a whole bunch of others. The reality is none of them have really done much because they didn't have the air cover. In other words, they didn't have the voice to the American people to drive that message, to mobilize people, to put pressure on Congress. Musk can do that. And so I don't think it was necessarily wise for him to weigh in on this. And the reason I say that is because Democrats still control the Senate and still have the presidency. So it's one thing when you have control with the Republicans and Democrats in control and a Republican president forcing Republicans to do things when they have at least better chance of getting the votes to do it. When you're doing it here and there's very little chance the Democrats are going to be swayed by Elon Musk.
You know, let's talk about what a partial government shutdown would look like, which could potentially happen at midnight. Everyone would still get their Social Security checks. Also, essential government agencies like the FBI, the Border Patrol, the Coast Guard would remain open, TSA, Post Office, but national parks and monuments would close, troops would stay at their posts, civil proceedings would be paused, criminal prosecutions continue, the IRS would stop auditing tax returns. There's been a lot of fear-mongering, Hakeem Jeffries, KJP, you name it. They're scaring people that they're not going to get their Social Security checks, which is obviously very frightening, especially in this economy. Can you dispel, Senator, fact from fiction on what a potential partial shutdown would look like?
I just would ask everybody, I'm sure everybody who's watching the show right now and who are concerned about it was alive in 2018 and 2019 when there was a government shutdown for, it was 35 days. Does anybody remember any hardship that occurred during those 35 days? If you have, then you may have them again. But I doubt very many listeners and very many people who are saying they're concerned about what's going to happen were impacted at all. If you're a government worker, your impact would be, if you're not working, that you would have to be home and then you'd get paid for not working. So that happens a lot. A lot of government workers actually like shutdowns because if you're not an essential worker, you don't have to go to work, but you get paid anyway. So, this could be a vacation for some and other people just having to go and do their job.
So why all the fear-mongering?
Well, it does cost money. I mean, I think the Congressional Budget Office suggested the 30-day shutdown cost $3 or $4 billion, and to the economy, it's a $2.5 trillion economy or something like that. So, I mean, it's not that it's nothing. $4 billion is real, but look, government, thankfully in America, isn't the main focus of Americans' daily lives, and it isn't the biggest part of what we do as Americans. And so the fact that most of the entitlement programs, you mentioned Social Security, Medicaid, and Medicare, and all these programs continue, the thing that doesn't, and what we're talking about here, is what's called appropriations, which are 12 different bills that fund agencies in government like agriculture and defense and interior and things like that. It's not about the big government programs that most people interact with.